I promised our listeners that we would be talking about organizing and downsizing. That's one of the things that your company, Everything Has a Place.com, specializes in. And I don't know if you want to do like maybe 2 or 3 tips, and we'll take a short break and then come back and finish the rest. Does that sound good?
Oh, wonderful.
What's your favorite organizing and downsizing? And I love that mind savers and time savers. I love how you phrase that.
I have many, of course, there are many, many different ways to organize and downsize. The best thing that I can tell you to do is, say you're organizing a closet. The biggest thing you can do is, for yourself, empty the entire space. Empty it. And then only put back the things that you want, and don't put back the things that you're not using. For instance, I know it's a hassle and it looks a lot worse once you start doing it. But what you do then is combine like with like. So you box it, zip it, and band it. Then you choose only what you love and what you need. And then you give away, discard the rest immediately so that you're not tempted to have it come back. And then distribute what does not belong in that area. So if it's a light bulb in your closet, you know that it goes into the light bulb place. If it's ropes and cords or electronics, they don't belong in your closet. They belong in wherever that belongs to.
Yeah.
And then you also clean as you go. That's a very important thing, because you know how those little things happen. When you haven't cleaned something for a long time, it gets really bad. And the other
Wreck.
the biggest thing, make it fun. Make it fun, and quit before you get tired, because you'll get discouraged.
Yes.
You know what?
Good advice.
Speaking of that, I'm looking at these tips, and we are going to put them onto our website, folks, propertysourceradio.com. You can also find them later today on our Facebook group. So you want to become a fan of our Facebook group, Property Source Radio. But I love this one because it makes sense to me with almost everything I do. First of all, you have to make an appointment with yourself. You really have to set time aside to do specific things, or you get sidetracked.
That's
and
true.
You go all over the place.
True.
You start one thing, you're on to the next. Next thing you know, you're out in the garden, drinking beer, whatever.
Yeah.
When you're supposed to be cleaning the closet. I love when you say choose a time of day when you are well rested and not hungry. And I have to add thirsty in there too for Pat.
Yeah.
I
And
like that. I
yes.
mean, that makes sense for a lot of things. If you start any kind of project, I don't care if it's writing an article, which is what I do, show prep for work, you know, cooking dinner, whatever. If I'm not in the right
That's right.
place,
You have to know how to motivate yourself. So other people, you have to know what motivates you. So for me, of course, and I think for everybody, we are motivated by company. I know I am motivated by company. Take advantage of that. If you have company coming in a week, take advantage of that.
I'm
What
motivated by
motivates you,
money.
Pat?
Just money and booze,
Okay,
really.
I like that one too.
That's
I like
easy.
that. Okay, but
was-
so you know, if it works,
If it works, it works.
And don't diss it. You know, if somebody
I
says,
don't.
"Hey,
Somebody says, "Here's $100, Pat." All right, I'll take it.
that's right. Go a long way with that one."
Well, from what Teresa's saying is
Yeah.
if, you know, you could make money while you're downsizing, organizing,
Yeah.
and saving your mind and your time, that can also be
That's
very
right.
profitable for some people.
That's right. Well, especially with what you're giving away, you can sell. That's a big deal.
Can I ask you how you can help someone do that? Like, say if I said, okay, you know what, I really need to clean this basement, for example. My kids have grown up. I have all these things that they're not using anymore. But, you know, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to tackle it. And after I empty my dehumidifier, after I unplug it, and it's all good down there, what do we do?
Well, basements, garages, and attics are big storage kind of throwing things in there for the years, all over the years type places, and they're always big problem areas. What we don't see, we don't do. So I have a service that I refer to if somebody needs a household and estate sale. I have a woman that I use. Her business is called Sharon Emmerich Household and Estate Sales. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. She's an expert. She's been doing this since the 70s, and she really is. I mean, she puts a sign in your yard. People come running. So I like that. She knows what she's doing. But if I'm going down to start this so that I can, half the room is for Sharon and half the room is for what they're moving.
Okay.
I start in the farthest corner. The first thing I do is I go around with a big garbage bag, and everything visual that I can put into the garbage bag I do, of course with the owner of the house or with myself. And then I start kind of working my way towards the door. Just like if you're mopping a floor, you work your way towards the door. Because And then you find yourself creating little projects. You might have to break it up into phases. Maybe it's a basement, you break it up into quarters. And as you're doing that, then you can separate your kids' stuff from your stuff. You can separate for sale from what you're moving. You can separate if you have 20 boxes of books, and some can go be donated to the library. Some are going to be going in your library in your new home. All those things can be divided as you back towards the door. I hope that helps.
It does help. And, I saw another one of your tips, your top 10 tips for organizing and downsizing that I like, and I would use this in my basement, is to set a timer.
Oh, that's such a great trick.
Tell us how that works.
Well, it's kind of fooling yourself, really. I hate to say it that way, but get a timer. Go to the basement. You're making an appointment with yourself. You go to the basement and you say, okay, I'm going to give myself a half an hour. Set a timer. And you know what? It'll go off, but I'll bet you anything you keep going. Now, if you don't, that's fine, because you've made a deal with yourself. I'm only going to do this for a half an hour. If you're done after half an hour, it's fine.
I feel like we're giving away all of your tricks of the trade and no one's going to call you. But we do want to tell our listeners that your website is everythinghasaplace.com.
That's right.
A lot of these tips are on your website. People can also contact you through your website if they have any questions on how you might be able to assist them with a moving project. Or it's not just moving, right, that you do home staging as well and some other things.
Yes, if you're selling your home, one thing that usually does happen is that people are moving and they're selling their home. I am also a home stager, so I have a big real estate background. I am not a realtor. I just want you to know that I am not a realtor, but I'm a good real estate tool because I'm able to speak the real estate language. So what I do is I go in and I help you sell your home by staging it. I'm a minimalist. I'm not in there to do like an HGTV type thing. I'm there to get money back.
Yep. To make it look
yes,
right.
I am there to get money back. I don't want you to spend more money. I
Pat
want you to get
loves it.
money back.
He loves to hear
Yeah.
money.
That's
money.
right.
Get
Get
money
my
back.
money back.
That's right.
222-6397 is our number here at Property Source Radio. We're visiting with Teresa Downham, and we are going to talk some more about these organizing and downsizing tips when we get back from this break. 950 ESPN.